This video shows how to link your DAK8 pattern files to your DAK8 shape files. Open your documents and locate your DAK8 folder. Inside you have your stitch patterns folder and your shapes folder, which are default for DAK8. I have my patterns in my own folder, which is Eddys Brand Production, and then 2019. And here are all my shape patterns and stitch patterns labeled by style number, and then by swatch, and then finally by size. The one we're going to work on today is 1861 for swatch 1913 016 in size 3 to 6 months. Open the shape file first. These are already connected. When you select each shape, the pattern fills in and you can see all the stitch details, the shaping, the ribbing on each individual piece. The shaping method allows you to see the type of shaping. This is casting off, stylized. The bottom of the neckline is holding and also cast off, stylized. The neckline is standard and the back is the same for the armhole, but the neck is all being held. Nothing is cast off. The sleeve is cast on, one needle at a time with no styling, and then cast off with the styling. You can see the styling marks there. These are all connected to a stitch pattern. This sweater chevron button at the top menu toggles on and off the stitch pattern once it is connected. So go to File, Integrate, and here in the Integrate menu you see which patterns are connected to this particular shape file. The file names of the stitch patterns are created so they correlate back to each particular shape: the sleeve to the sleeve, the back and back neck to the back, the front and front neck to the front. So we can uncheck all of these so they become unlinked, and we can go over how to link them again. Take note of the pattern name, the style, the swatch, and the size, and then click on the sweater with the chevrons again, and here find the folder where your stitch patterns are and match up the style number, the swatches, and the size. Here there's multiple sizes of the same swatch and style, so we make sure to find the right one and click OK, and repeat the same thing for all of the other pattern pieces. For the neckline, the front and the front neckline are the same stitch pattern, and the back. And the back neckline are also the same stitch pattern. And then the sleeve has a sleeve stitch pattern, making sure it is the correct size. And they should fit there perfectly. The next thing we're checking is the stitch direction that we're starting in. We start on the right on these machines, so making sure that that's where the arrow is pointing so the instructions are correct. And save. The next step will be to make sure that our machine is selected correctly. Here I have the Brother 950i, and then also that the knit direction is correct. Right side facing textures is what is standard on the machines. The default is Fair Isle, so make sure to change that. And then the next thing will be the interactive knitting. Here, make sure that you browse through your shape files, and that is the one that you select, the one that we were working on, the 3 to 6 months. And do not select the stitch pattern. Select the shape that we want to knit, first the front, and here it will integrate with the stitch pattern that is already linked to the file. And I'm going to fast forward the knitting so you can see. Cast on 1 by 1 rib, even though it says garter carriage, we have a 1 by 1 ribber. Bind off one side and then pick up what you were holding, bind off the other side. Here it says end of piece, but since we are holding and attaching the neckline without casting off, we can go back, select the neckline, make sure the stitch direction is correct. And the same thing, make sure we select the shape file, select the shape we want to knit the front neck, and integrate with the stitches. And here it'll open with the correct cast on. We are putting the holding needles back into action, and the upside down U's, we're linking up the rest of the neckline and the shoulder extension as is in the other video. And then you knit your neckband, remembering the last row is very loose. And that's it. And that's how to link your shape pieces to your pattern pieces, and then work with the interactive knitting to get a nice, clear knitting instructions.